We're going to drill down on one sector that's really hitting the news, and specifically I think a lot of stocks are getting sold off, and that's uranium/nuclear, because I think Kazakhstani supply has really ramped up, and that's affected those companies' share prices, I think, with some big falls. What would you say about that particular piece of news?
First, I'd say it's all been a bit of a beat up, really, without a lot of substance. In actual fact, Kazakhstan, which is the primary company in Kazakhstan, put out some guidance the other day, which was for something like a 6 to 7% increase in its production for this year.
Yep.
Which, of course, in itself is only...
So what's that in global terms? Yeah.
And so that's only about 2.1 million pounds of uranium, which in the context is the same as a small uranium mining company.
Right. So it's not game changing.
It's like a Lotus Resources or something.
Right.
So it's not game changing in any way. And I think people just didn't understand what they heard and acted on it rapidly, and hence you've seen a correction in a lot of uranium stocks. But I think before you start worrying too much about uranium, at the same time, this coincided with news about a possible recession in the US. So we've seen lots of stocks go down, have corrections in the last few days,
including a lot of red on the screen,
including Australian banks and things, and other commodities stocks. So it's not the end of the world at all by any means for uranium stocks.
And I guess when you're looking at uranium stocks, there's lots of different categories. Would you put up the top of your list of sort of must-have uranium stocks, the current producers or those nearing production? Is Paladin Energy's just commenced production?
They're just commenced.
Correct?
It depends. I guess it depends on your risk appetite. It depends on what's happening in the broader market. But at this point in time, you really want to look at a company that's actually producing uranium, or alternatively just on the cusp of producing uranium.
So to list the stocks.
So the stocks in that category would be Paladin and Boss Energy.
And also close by Lotus.
And then Lotus is got a project.
It's funded in it.
Which is about 2 years behind, but that's a certainty, the reopening of existing plants. And then you've got a company called Bannerman, which is further behind. They've got a project, but they haven't even started construction yet. So it's a bit further behind. So the risk and the outlook is obviously different depending on that degree, whether they're in production or not.
And everyone's circumstances are different, but like what we do is in the risk rating, we gauge the risk of each companies, and people can see in our research Bannerman Energy's a higher risk at 5 than say a Boss Energy or a Paladin at 4.
Yeah.
So they're all on the high risk spectrum, but some are much higher than others.
Yeah.